For several reasons, keeping your home cool this summer could cost more.
Tesla's energy division could be 15 to 20% of the company's entire revenues this year.
I think a lot of the folks right now are just afraid to be short this name into that August 8th robotaxi event.
You're just talking about Apple making like a 1 in 100 like move. I mean, Tesla's making one of those type of moves this week alone.
For whatever reason, Tesla gets a very unique implied valuation in robotaxis that other startups or established robotaxi players today do not get.
All that and more. So let's get to it. At the close of the bell on Friday, Tesla ended up over 2%, down a little bit in the after hours, currently sitting at 251.01. The most significant part of closing above 250, year to date, Tesla is up almost 0.5%. It's been one heck of a month for Tesla as they're up almost 45%. Going back an entire calendar year, however, Tesla's still almost down 10%, so technically there's still some room to grow. I've been taking advantage of this volatile move for the past week or so, but most of those proceeds are going to probably have to cover that call that expires on July 19th. I don't know where the stock is headed from here, but I do know one thing. I am not selling 100 shares of Tesla at $200 a pop.
For several reasons, keeping your home cool this summer could cost more. Increased energy demand during hot months increases prices, especially during peak times. And extreme heat, which we've had plenty of so far, makes air conditioners work much harder and consume even more energy. And aging infrastructure adds to inefficiencies, raising costs even more.
You don't have to be at the mercy of the heat wave. Take a more active role in your power generation, protect yourself from outages and extreme peak pricing, and this goes beyond just residential. Commercially, as a utility even, a megapack might be in your best interest not only to combat high energy prices, but to take advantage of them in energy markets. All I'm trying to say is, you might not be as powerless as you thought.
I think what's really going on here is investors are pleased to see the energy storage division taking off. And this is basically large gigapacks that have more than doubled from 4 gigawatts to 9 gigawatts. The punchline here is Tesla's energy division could be 15 to 20% of the company's entire revenues this year.
Ooh, God damn, that's a whole lot of their revenue for just an auto company.
And what investors, I think, are starting to see is Tesla's more than just an electric car company. They're an energy company. They're an AI company. They could be truly enormous.
Ding, 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 ding. Tell him what he's won, Johnny. Your mother. Right. Energy is going to play an pretty important role for Tesla in the years moving forward. Much like with the car volumes, FSD, Optimus, the energy division is just getting started.
Shares of Tesla in the green this morning, continuing its comeback after second quarter deliveries beat analyst estimates earlier this week. Shares are up over 20% for the past 5 days. And it's just only in Tesla land, guys, you'll see a company show declining deliveries, and this is an embraced set of results.
People still think this is about deliveries for the Q2 quarter. Don't get me wrong, it's nice to see that they're going in the right direction quarter over quarter. But that is to be expected. This is a company that plans to produce 20 million vehicles by the year of 2030. Some of the wiser investors on the street are starting to understand, holy shit, that's a lot of gigawatt hours that they've produced. The real question is this going to continue, this massive growth in the energy division, while simultaneously growing back volumes for the automotive, creating generalized autonomy for full self-driving, and oh yeah, their humanoid robot is growing at an exponential rate. Maybe this is a multi-trillion-dollar company.
I think a lot of the folks right now are just afraid to be short this name into that August 8th robotaxi event.
Honestly, you should be afraid to short this stock regardless. Hell, the little put position I had just got roasted. Luckily, I was able to ride the wave of this last week. There is no lifeguard on duty. Short TSLA at your own peril.
Well, let's remind folks too. I mean, he is disappointed at some of these events. They had an energy storage event. Yep. He let people down. I think the stock got hit too. So there's no guarantee that come August 8th, Elon's going to come out with this mind-blowing Uber rival that's going to instantly take market share in under a year. Right?
If history is any guide, he won't.
He won't.
What targets has he met? The Cybertruck, even when it did come out, lackluster on actually meeting what was promised going into the launch of that.
I saw my first Cybertruck yesterday. Actually, I saw it, but I actually touched it. I touched the side. It was pretty cool. It was a good moment.
What was the texture?
It's big. It's just smooth. It's weird. It's too big. It's too big. It can't fit this thing anywhere.
I don't think I can stop myself. That's what she said. Well, I mean, look. If your biggest issue with Elon Musk is that his delivery times are a little bit off, maybe he's exaggerating some of the performance, whatever. The Cybertruck is the best-selling battery electric pickup out there on the market right now. And even though it was late to the ball, much like Cinderella, it's the winner of the bunch. It's too big? What the f*** are we talking about here, people? And look at the energy storage event. Yeah, the stock went down, but how has it aged? Over 9 gigawatt hours of energy storage deployed? These are your gripes? Get the f*** out of here with that nonsense. A generalized solution regarding autonomy. The goal is you could drop a Tesla anywhere on the map. Not only will it get you from point A to point B, but it just might be the safest thing for you to do. In this respect, this technology has never been done before. Forgive Elon and the team if timelines may vary.
Time for FOMO and no stock, eliciting that feeling more than Tesla at the moment. Tesla has made, we were just talking about Apple making like a 1 in 100 like move. I mean, Tesla's making one of those type of moves this week alone.
We know the catalyst was the latest news on their deliveries. That was what started out this ripple effect that's really been bullish for Tesla, where you have analysts after analysts changing their price target on the company after they did better than expected on second quarter deliveries, where they posted deliveries of nearly 444,000. So that sent a signal to investors and companies or analysts who had been critical of Tesla that it has been turning a corner, or it is turning a corner.
This has been a historic move, but you look at those charts, and it's still nowhere near even where it was a year ago. It's just absolutely incredible the amount of volatility you see in this, Diane.
When you look at it in terms of a year-over-year basis or even a year-to-date basis, it still has a lot of ground to cover in terms of reclaiming, some of the action that we saw a year ago in terms of Tesla. I mean, I would say that it's been the case before where we've, kind of counted out Elon Musk. It's hard to count out Elon Musk. Now, to be fair, his attention is often divided between multiple companies, so that's one of the challenges when it comes to Elon Musk. Can he master Tesla recovering amid, all these other companies that he manages?
And to that I say, don't bet against Elon Musk.
Yeah, it has been a very painful month.
Just barely positive for the year, like I just said.
Yeah, exactly. We've said a 5% demand decline, a 5% delivery decline has never looked so good. Ultimately, demand is still deteriorating for this business. It was a modest improvement versus the first quarter rate of change, or the percentage decline in the first quarter. But it only gets harder from here in terms of even trying to claw back to even in terms of delivery growth. They've lost a tremendous amount of market share in China, and the pie in China has much less room to grow. China is now 50% electric vehicle exiting the second quarter. So if you're losing share and there's less overall kind of EV pie to grow, that's challenging.
50%. Oh man, I can't wait for the United States to get to that level. 50% of automotive sales is still ICE? Sounds like a lot to me.
If Tesla were being valued by investors on car sales, right, it wouldn't have an $800 billion market cap right now. There's an expectation that the technology that Tesla is developing, AI, self-driving, is worth a lot more than that.
Preach.
What is it that you believe will cause that faith in Tesla to collapse in the near term? Because isn't that what needs to happen for the stock to meaningfully fall from here?
Yeah, it's a great point, great question as well. I think over the next month, there is the chance that ahead of the robotaxi event, this is kind of an increasingly noisy time period, both upside or downside. Just when you get summer trading into a very hyped up event, post the robotaxi event, I think there will be a market realization that commercialization of robotaxis is well into the future.
It is? I'm of the opinion that Tesla, with a little reworking of their software, could compete with Waymo and anybody else that does robotaxis today, operate in a limited area, and start collecting fares in places that they know the software works great. In the Bay Area, with a little reworking of the software, Tesla could dominate ride-hail without a driver in the seat. But that's not the goal. The goal is a generalized level of autonomy, not be limited to one geographic location, and within that geographic location only operate in certain segments of it. Nah. Tesla has their sights on a grander ambition. And to the analysts over there at Guggenheim, I'd say this technology is a bit closer than you would like to think.
For whatever reason, Tesla gets a very unique implied valuation in robotaxis that other startups or established robotaxi players today do not get. And ultimately, we think the event, the best case is a pretty aggressive timeline, but that kind of lacks credibility alongside a physical prototype. I'm not sure that's enough to support the stock at these levels.
I've been listening to a lot of bulls and bears regarding TSLA lately. Admittedly, I'm in the bull camp, and that's because I use the products. I've done some work with figures and numbers and possibilities and probabilities. The real divide between bulls and bears is what is the actual value of this company. Not just now, but in the future. Right now, it is the best manufacturer of battery electric vehicles, bar none, with aspirations in energy, artificial intelligence, and robotics. The reason why this stock is so volatile is because there is a huge chasm between what bulls think and what bears think, and everybody in between. Adding fuel to this fire is that both sides, bulls and bears, are quite passionate about the situation. But at the end of the day, the bull-bear case for Tesla is one of optimism versus skepticism. And after using the products for just over 4 years, I just can't fall under the skepticism camp. I just can't. These products at Tesla have changed my life. And they're not resting on their laurels. They are continuing to disrupt everything I thought I knew that this company was about. Doing the impossible time and time again. In conclusion, residential, commercial, you probably should be on the Tesla website seeing how you can mitigate those excessive summer energy costs. And as Tesla continues to rise, it also continues to baffle the financial news media, analysts, and the bearish narrative, if you will, for TSLA. But if you don't account for Tesla's other growth opportunities, you're gonna miss the ball. Keep your eye on the ball. That's all I've got for you today. Be easy. Peace.